Good afternoon and welcome to this live commentary of Tottenham Hotspur against Crystal Palace. The first thing I just want to say to you, if you have any questions about the game as it happens or about the channel, don't be afraid to ask in the live chat. Kickoff is literally in about 2 minutes time, so a chance for us to take you through the lineups for the two sides, signing off with the home side Tottenham. Lloris starts in goal, a back four of Danny Rose, Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld, and a first appearance of the season for Serge Aurier. Sissoko and Winks play in the heart of midfield with Lamela, Eriksson and Humansson ahead of them, and it's Harry Kane up front. For Crystal Palace, it's Gaeta who starts in goal, a back four of Ward, Cahill, Sacco and Van Aanholt. They've got Townsend, Milivojevic and Kouyaté in the middle, Schlupp's in there as well, and then up front is Zaha and Ayew. As I say, we're about a minute away from kickoff. Of course, this is the game the fixture which Tottenham opened their new era at the new stadium. That game was a 2-0 win to Spurs, a big win for them, needed at that point in the season, and the perfect way to start their, as I said, new era at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. As we're not long from kickoff here, we will give you live scores to all the other games across the grounds, as you can see or you will see in a second at the bottom of your screen. And those games are Sheffield United, Southampton, Wolves, Chelsea, Brighton, Burnley, Manchester United against Leicester, and Sheffield United Sheffield United against Southampton. So those are the games we will give you live scores on. The final score at Anfield earlier on today was Liverpool 3, Newcastle 1. As we are underway here in the Premier League at the new stadium, and we start off with an early shot from Tottenham as they moved it forward. They pulled it back to Winks. It was on the half volley, it was from very far out, and it was a scuffed effort which flew over the bar. So a goal kick for Crystal Palace early on here. Well, Spurs have won it back again, and here's Lamela, and he's found space down the left-hand side for Christian Eriksen. He cuts it back to Son. Son's got a shooting opportunity, and he's hit it straight at Gaeta, and that's the first real chance of the game for Tottenham after just a minute played. Son Heung-min, a bit of space in the box, and then his shot which went straight at the keeper. I think Kane was trying to get onto the rebound of that shot, and as he did, he tried to kick the ball. I think he might have actually kicked the goalkeeper in the face. We'll just see it here on the replay. It looks like he might have. It was a good move from Tottenham. Good cut back from Eriksson to get it back to Son. And it was a Lamela, I believe. We're just seeing it here as Son's shot went in. It was caught by Gaeta. Lamela tried to go in. It just looked like he kneed him in his head. Obviously unintentionally from Eric Lamela, who has been a starter for Tottenham since the beginning of the season, which he hasn't really featured much in the, I believe, 6 or 7 years he's been at Spurs. He's been more of a sub or been injured, but he's starting to finally find a place in the team, especially with Christian Eriksen out earlier on in the season. Eriksen's back today, just like he was for the North London derby. And now the transfer window's shut, looks like he will be staying and playing, most importantly, for Tottenham, a key player in their side. Spurs have had the ball most of this game as we are back underway. It's Alderweireld who's in the Crystal Palace half as Spurs are playing it quite high. He finds Danny Rose down the left. Danny Rose tries to chip it over to Eriksson, whose touch wasn't the best, and it goes out for a Palace throw. Looks like Eriksen's playing down the left, maybe Son in the middle, and Eric Lamela down the right. That's what it looks like so far. Or maybe Eriksson, Son and Lamela just rotating around each other. Don't forget, if you've got any questions about the game, to comment it in the live chat. I will answer it as soon as I see it. And I will give you goal updates from around the grounds in the Premier League as soon as they come in. Spurs haven't won since the opening day of the campaign here at the new stadium. They were a goal down in that game against Aston Villa. Crystal Palace are on a run of back-to-back wins against Manchester United and Aston Villa. Spurs are on the ball again here with Sissoko. He plays it to Vertonghen. They're in their own half, Tottenham. Still Jan Vertonghen. A long ball across the pitch looking for Serge Aurier, who won the header, but it only went straight to Sakho. And now Kouyaté for Crystal Palace looking to break away. Tried to find Ayew and Alderweireld was there. He found Winks to Eriksen and then to Lamela. And then he switches it out to Rose just by the halfway line down the left-hand side. Winks here for Spurs. Back out to Danny Rose. And now Vertonghen. Alderweireld. Serge Aurier. Looking for Eric Lamela just ahead of him. Lamela will get there down the right-hand side. He's got two Palace players on him by the corner flag. Sakho wins it back and wins Crystal Palace a throw deep in their half down the left-hand side. It's taken out to Sakho, who hoofs it long. Kouyaté is able to bring it down and find Ayew. He looks for Zaha, and then his pass is intercepted by Aurier. Goes back to Alderweireld, who then plays it all the way back to Hugo Lloris. And then his ball out to Danny Rose down the left. Here's Vertonghen. Alderweireld. And then chip ball over to Aurier down the right. Lamela's ahead of him. Aurier didn't pick him out. It's still Serge Aurier. And then in the end plays it back to Toby Alderweireld. Here's a long ball forward looking for Kane in behind, and then a header backwards from possibly Kelly, I believe. And he headed it back to the keeper who could claim it, Guaita. Spurs won it back again here. Sissoko down the right, trying to run it forward. And then he gives it away, and now it's Andros Townsend who won it back. He was then fouled by Moussa Sissoko. Palace have a free kick in their own half. It was Cahill's header back to the goalkeeper, not Kelly. Kelly isn't on the pitch today, isn't featured. For Spurs, finding a bit of depth on the bench, if we go back to the lineups. The likes of Ndombele back, Ali's back like he was for the North London derby, and Lucas Moura's in the on the bench. Spurs are in possession, but it's a poor kick out from Hugo Lloris and it's gone straight to Kouyaté. Here's Zaha. And then Son with the tackle out for a Palace throw inside the Tottenham half. The last time Crystal Palace beat Spurs was last season in the FA Cup though. In fact, the last two wins against Tottenham have both come from the FA Cup. 2-0 last year at Selhurst Park, and in 2016, 1-0 win at White Hart Lane, the old White Hart Lane. Spurs have just won it back inside their own half. Lamela gives chase to a loose ball from Son. However, Palace win it back and Cahill deals with the pressure from Son very well and then eventually hoofs it long. And then Rose, who just about let it go out for a Tottenham Hotspur throw, being pressured by I believe Zaha. Here's Alderweireld to Vertonghen. There was a spell between February 2016 to November 2018 of constant 1-0 scores between these sides. 6 games in a row in all competitions were all finished 1-0 in that period of time. Here's Townsend. And then Alderweireld was able to win it back. Townsend on the ball for Palace down the left-hand side. Looks for Ayew here, who's won a free kick just on the edge of the box. It's from the left-hand side. And how I'm able to watch the stream, there is ways of downloading live streaming apps from the App Store, which can allow you to watch all Premier League games and Champions League games and, well, pretty much every game. Free kick for Crystal Palace then. Just under 10 minutes gone here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. A chance to get the ball into the box from Milivojevic, Palace's top goal scorer last season. And then the ball goes in, and it might have actually gone onto the post there. And I'm not sure what happened. I'll keep you updated. The ball went in. It might have come off Cahill's head. We'll see here with Milivojevic. His cross into the box. Went to the back post. Kouyaté got it back. And then, well, he tried to head it back from the back post. And it went past Lloris, but it just wasn't on target. So we're 10 minutes in here. Toby Alderweireld for Tottenham. He plays it long down the middle, looking for Son. It's a great ball, and Son's actually in here for Spurs. Still Son Heung-min, and it's a fabulous finish, and Tottenham take the lead. It's a fantastic Spurs goal. It was a long ball forward from Toby Alderweireld. Looking for Son in behind. A great first touch from Son, which set him on his way. He was on his left foot. He cut inside, still on his left foot, and then a shot back across goal from where he came from, off the post, bottom corner, and in. And Spurs take the lead after just 10 minutes here. Fabulous ball from Toby Alderweireld. Something Spurs do a lot, their two centre-backs, Jan Vertonghen and Alderweireld, those long balls, something we've seen a lot today in the opening 10 minutes. This one worked out as it found Son in behind, and it was a fantastic take from Son Heung-min. And it's the man who scored the first goal here last season against Crystal Palace, of course, that being the first goal in the new stadium. He also scores the opener here. As we're just getting it up for you on the screen as you just see it about the goal happening. Spurs are on the ball here with Lamela, who plays it back to Vertonghen. It has been all Tottenham so far. We are going to have a check for you around the other scores around the grounds. There has also been a goal at Old Trafford. Manchester United lead Leicester by a goal to 0. It's Marcus Rashford from the penalty spot who gives them the lead. We're just getting everything updated for you on the screen as Tottenham are in possession here after just 12 minutes. It was a 10 minutes where their goal went in from Son Heung-min. We are just changing the score from the Man United game at the bottom of your screen, as well as trying to add that Son Heung-min has scored. That's why the commentary is a bit low at this point. And there we are. So United lead at Leicester, Tottenham lead here at Crystal Palace by a goal to nil. Here is Son again for Tottenham. Plays it back to Toby Alderweireld. Of course, who got the assist for the goal inside his own half with that fantastic ball forward. A trait which he is known for, those long balls from deep. Here he is again, Toby Alderweireld. This time, looped ball over for Serge Aurier, and he's found Serge Aurier. His touch wasn't the best, and Van Aanholt wins it back for Palace. Sissoko's won it back though for Tottenham, and now it's Lamela trying to run in field. Plays it to Danny Rose on the left, and then back to Toby Alderweireld again. Sissoko, Alderweireld, this time inside the Palace half, switches it out to Danny Rose, another long ball from him. Ericsson to Winks. Winks back to Alderweireld. And he finds Kane, and Kane finds Son in behind, but Guaita just about got there first. Great goalkeeping from the Crystal Palace goalkeeper to deny Son from being in behind again. Good one-touch football. Alderweireld played it into Kane. A first-time ball into Son, past both centre-backs Cahill and Sacco in between them. Son just couldn't quite get there. The keeper was off his line quickly, and he claimed it. But Spurs certainly dominating Crystal Palace in these early stages. Alderweireld switches it well to find Danny Rose here down the left. He finds Ericsson on the edge of the box. Son now. Back out to Danny Rose down the left. Danny Rose trying to get a ball in, out by Cahill. Son's won it back here. Christian Eriksen looking for Kane. Appeals from a possible handball not given. And Palace have won it back, and Kouyaté might start this counter-attack. Here's Townsend, of course the former Tottenham player. Scored against Tottenham last year in their 2-0 win in the FA Cup at Selhurst Park from the penalty spot. It's played back to Guaita, who kicks it long. Ayew won the header. And again, although Winks has won it back here for Tottenham, and he finds Kane. Good skill from Kane to get it over the head of Milivojevic. He's then fouled, and Spurs will get a free kick inside the Crystal Palace half. They're taking it quickly. Here's Danny Rose down the left. Tottenham playing with a lot more urgency than what we've seen in recent games against the likes of Newcastle and Villa, who they struggled against both teams, of course losing 1-0 to Newcastle, and if it wasn't for a late 15-minute brace from Tottenham, then they would have been defeated against Aston Villa. All the other scores 0-0 apart from at Old Trafford, where United lead by a goal 2-0. Liverpool beat Newcastle by 3-1. Newcastle won a goal up in that game, but Liverpool came back. Here's Rose down the left trying to get a ball into the back post, and then it was cleared away by Townsend, who's being pressured by Lamela, who then founds Townsend. Palace with a free kick by the corner flag. And just as we wait for the free kick to be taken, just a quick ask. If you are enjoying the streams, make sure to subscribe. 3 o'clock every Saturday, because these are the games you can't watch in England on TV. However, a question that's being asked in the live chat, if you go onto the App Store, search up for live football, there will be a few apps which you can download and you'll be able to watch all the football games. There is no link though, however, that I can put on the chat, otherwise I would, and I can't show you it live, otherwise the stream will be copyrighted. Palace on the ball with their goalkeeper Guaita, who kicks it long. Aurier's won the header onto Lamela, and now Christian Eriksen. He finds Kane. Kane has a shot, it's a curling effort, a cross goal, trying to curl it, and it was just wide of the post. Just just type in on the App Store, watch live football or live football TV or something along those lines, and then you will be able to get an app to find the football. If there are any more questions about the channel or about how to get the streams or about the game itself, don't be afraid to ask. Palace just had a goal kick and it's gone long and it's found its way towards Wilfried Zaha. Now Townsend. Townsend pulls it back, cleared away by Vertonghen as far as Townsend again. Now it's Kouyaté. A challenge from Winks. Palace still getting it, and then a shot eventually came off from Ayew. A bit of a scruff on the edge of the box. Ayew got a shot away. It was a low-driven one, but straight at Hugo Lloris. 20 minutes gone here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs lead by 1-0. Spurs have been the better side, and they move it forward again here with Winks. His pass is intercepted by Kouyaté. Now it's Milivojevic. Ward down the right, Kouyaté. Here's Zaha. Ward's ahead of him down the right hand side. He turns Wilfried Zaha. Kouyaté. Back to Cahill. And he plays it to Sakho. Here's Sakho again. The app that I'm on is called Live Football TV. That's the app that I'm watching this game on. Sakho's long ball forward, looking for Townsend, though Aurier was able to not allow him to get to it, and it's gone out for a Tottenham throw. Palace had the likes of Christian Benteke on the bench to come on to change the game in the second half, although a long way before then. At the moment, it's probably just a case of staying in the game, because Spurs have definitely been the more dominant side with 20 minutes gone here. Vertonghen. It's being pressured by Zaha. He was then fouled just inside his own half. He plays it to Sissoko. A good ball to Son. Now Spurs are attacking again. Heung-min Son plays it down the right to Aurier. Aurier inside the box down the right. Gets it back in and it's gone in. I'm not sure who it was off. It's Serge Aurier who's claiming the goal and celebrating it on his first appearance of the season. It's 2-0 Tottenham here. It certainly took a deflection on its way through. But I'm not sure of who. But Spurs won't mind. They're 2-0 up here. We're just going to watch it again. It was it was Son on the ball driving forward through the centre. Played it to Aurier down the right in the box. A crossing position. And it came off Van Aanholt. I'm sure that will go down as an own goal. We'll just see it one more time here. Aurier's ball across the box. Yeah, it came off Van Aanholt. Went to the keeper's near post. But Spurs have doubled their lead here. And Palace were unable to stay in the game. As I just said, that would be something that would certainly be good for them if they could keep it at 1-0. But they haven't been able to. They're 2-0 down here. Of course, this was the score in this fixture last season. And we are just getting the screen back for you with all the updated scores and goal scorers. Spurs are going it forward again here with Aurier. Aurier's ball into the back post, and it's 3-0! 2 goals in quick succession. It's Son Heung-min again. And what an opening 20 minutes this is for Spurs. This is exactly what they needed. And just moments after scoring their second, they've now got their third. And they're thoroughly in control here at home. Well, it was a ball from Winks out to the right-hand side for Serge Aurier in space again. That was a fantastic ball, looped over the two centre-backs, came to Son at the back post, and with his left foot smashed it first time on the volley. A low-driven volley past Guaita, too much power on it, as it beat him at his near post. And 23 minutes gone, it is 3-0 Tottenham. Well, there was no time to show that it was 2-0 on your screen because of how quickly the third goal went in, but Spurs are on fire here. And Palace are on the ball. It's Son's second goal of the season and his second goal today as Palace have a throw down the right-hand side. It's thrown long, but Spurs have won it straight back. And here is Kane looking for Son on a hat-trick. His ball was fantastic, just too much power on it. Son couldn't quite get the control right. He would have been in if he did. But Spurs will have to settle for 3, and Son, he just slipped over as he didn't get the touch right. It's worrying signs for Crystal Palace and Roy Hodgson, as it's the Spurs fans making all of the noise here after 25 minutes. Palace fans don't know what to do with themselves, not what they were expecting today. It was always going to be difficult for them, but they always had their hopes up with what Newcastle did in the last game of this stadium. It's a long way back for them now, being 3-0 down. Spurs have just won a free kick just inside the Palace half down the right-hand side. Bit of a scruff there as not Van Aanholt. I think it was a hard check. It was Schlupp chasing back. He fouled, I believe, Lamela or Sissoko, or maybe even both of them at the same time. Spurs get the free kick. Here's Winks. He's done well. Finds Sissoko running forward. Finds it in towards Son. Space for Eriksson. Rose ahead of him. Eriksson's ball wasn't the best. Milivojevic intercepted. Rose put a following challenge in, and he might have just won Tottenham a corner here. The Spurs are looking for more constantly. Eriksson found space down the left, tried to find Rose in behind. It was well intercepted by Zaha. Rose won it back, and that challenge I think came off Zaha, which is why I think there's a Tottenham corner coming up for a goal kick. It did come off Zaha, I can assure you of that, and the corner is taken, and it's headed over the bar from Harry Winks, of all people, being able to win a header from the corner. We are trying to get the screen back for you. It should be there now. As every time the camera goes to Roy Hodgson, he's sitting there, doesn't really know what to do, scratching his cheek. Been a disappointing opening 25 for his side. Here's Townsend. Sissoko's challenge, which was fairly won. He wanted a Spurs throw, but it's gone out for a Palace throw, which Van Aanholt would take down the left-hand side in the Spurs half. Van Aanholt's ball forward. Aurier won the header, back out for a Palace throw further forward this time. Townsend takes, Van Aanholt, back to Townsend down the left. Taking on Serge Aurier, still Townsend. Good block from Aurier, and it's come to Lamela. Lamela's long ball forward trying to clear it. Kouyaté won it back though. Milivojevic just to Kouyaté. And now Townsend with a chance, and then his shot, which is deflected by Alderweireld for a Palace corner, the first of the game, and possibly a chance to get back into this with just under half an hour gone. They are trying to keep you updated with all the other scores around the grounds. The only goal that we've heard of is the Man United goal. Rashford after 8 minutes, a penalty which gives United the lead against Leicester. All the other scores are 0-0. Here's the corner from Milivojevic. It's looping up in the air. It's Ayew who got a touch, cleared away by Spurs, and now it's Danny Rose looking to run forward down the left. A chip ball forward looking for Ericsson. Sakho's chasing, so is Ward. Ward plays it back to the goalkeeper, Guaita, who kicks it long. And Spurs have won the header, and here is Eric Lamela. Good tackle from Milivojevic, although Sissoko's won it back. He finds Ericsson. Good first touch from the Dane. Now Serge Aurier, who's had a fantastic game so far, with 2 assists. Ericsson, Winks, back to Danny Rose, back to Winks. Now it's Toby Alderweireld who got the assist for the first goal. Here's Sissoko taking on Van Aanholt down the right. Gets a ball in, came off Sakho, and it nearly came for Kane at the back post. It's over him, and it's out for a Spurs throw down the left, which is taken to Winks. Now Toby Alderweireld. Chip ball down the right towards Serge Aurier. Back into Lamela. Lamela to Sissoko. Lamela back to Sissoko again, and then back to Toby Alderweireld. Vertonghen. Into Winks, back to Alderweireld. Spurs very happily keeping the ball. A long ball forward from Alderweireld. Another long ball, just how he created the first goal, looking for Serge Aurier. Went just over him, and it's out for a goal kick. And it's all the Spurs fans in voice here, especially those from the South Stand. As we're just looking around the stadium on the screen. What a beautiful stadium it is. A stadium that hasn't had too much joy in its very short history so far. They've lost 3 times here against West Ham, Ajax and Newcastle United. All of those games Spurs were unable to score in, but they've scored 3 here in the first 25 minutes, which has given them a comfortable 3-0 lead, and they keep on pushing Crystal Palace, who have just won the ball back here with Milivojevic. His ball to Townsend, who tried to flick it on. Aurier won it back though, although there was a foul somewhere in there, and Palace will get a free kick inside the Tottenham half. If you have any questions about the game, don't forget to put it into the live chat or about the channel. And it would be great if you could subscribe and turn the notification bell on. 3 o'clock streams every Saturday, because these are the games you can't watch in England. Long throw from Kane looking for Son. However, the ref didn't want it taken too quickly. Not sure what's happened there. I don't know if it'll be another Spurs throw. It was quick thinking from Kane. He tried to throw it long towards Son. But I'm not really sure what happened there. But Spurs will have to take another throw, this time with Serge Aurier, who gets it back with the 1-2 with Winks. Then Sissoko, and then back to Alderweireld. Vertonghen. Rose, back to Vertonghen. Alderweireld. Being pressured by Ayew, finds Son. Sissoko, it's a beautiful ball to Rose down the left. Zaha's putting pressure on him. Rose plays it back to Harry Winks. Ericsson. Sissoko to Alderweireld. And we've just had our first problem with the stream that we're watching it from. It's just cut back about 30 seconds. We're up to where Sissoko played a great ball down the left to Rose. And as we're catching up, the perfect time for me to ask for you to like the stream if you are enjoying the commentary. And we are back to where we were with Toby Alderweireld. A looped ball down the left looking for Rose. Sakho won the header. And it's a free kick for Crystal Palace. He was then shoved by Danny Rose inside the Palace penalty area. It looks like all the scores around the grounds are still all 0-0, apart from Man United against Leicester. However, actually, as I say, that there has been a goal at Molineux, And I don't know if this is a surprise or not. It's for Chelsea. They lead Wolves by 1-0. It looked like a very difficult fixture for Chelsea going into it, but they do have the lead at Molineux. We'll find out who scored for you soon, and we're just going to update that on your screen. Spurs have the ball with Eriksen. It's a great ball towards Kane. Kane's got Son ahead of him. Son trying to play a 1-2 with Kane. It was intercepted. Townsend for Palace. Now it's Zaha. Still inside their own half, Crystal Palace. Zaha taking on Christian Eriksen. And then a good ball down the right-hand side for Kouyaté. Bit of space for Palace to work with. Now Andros Townsend, Alderweireld did well to tackle him, but only as far as a Crystal Palace corner. Just updating the scores for you at the bottom of your screen to show that Chelsea do lead Wolves by 1-0. Palace are about to take this corner, just over half an hour gone in this game. It's Milivojevic to take it. And then Vertonghen, I believe, won the first header. Came up to Van Aanholt, who hit it on the volley. It was deflected, and then Lamela got it clear. Zaha here for Palace, being pressured, and then he can by Sissoko, and then he plays it back to Guaita in goal. Chelsea have, just like Spurs, who got 2 goals in quick succession, so have Chelsea. They have scored again at Molineux. They lead by 2-0 now. We'll update that one for you as well. As Palace are on the ball, it's gone back to their keeper again, Guaita, who's kicked it long. And then a foul from, I believe, Kouyaté. Oh no, it was Ayew on Vertonghen as they both went to win the header. And it's a free kick to Tottenham by the halfway line. We're just going to try and find out for you the goal scorers in the Chelsea game, both of them. It was Tomori and Tammy Abraham. 2 goals in 3 minutes for Chelsea there, which makes things very comfortable for them at Molineux. Alderweireld. Vertonghen. To Lamela. Good play from Tottenham as they get it out to Danny Rose. Zaha's chasing him. Rose trying to find Eriksen, who's just about got it here via a deflection from Ward, and he's won a throw. Eriksen takes the throw quickly to Rose. Comes out to Winks on the edge of the box. Winks will have a shot. He's completely dragged it wide, very far wide, and it's a Palace goal kick. Ten minutes to go in the first half then. We're looking at the first goal, a ball from Alderweireld, which found Son. It's actually a similar goal to the first one he scored at the new stadium. If you think about his finish, he controlled it on his left foot, cut inside towards the left-hand side, and then shot it back across where he was running from into the bottom corner. The second goal, a ball from Winks to Serge Aurier down the right. His ball in came off Van Aanholt. It was a known goal there. And then 2 minutes after, Aurier in space down the right again. A fantastic ball over everyone to the back post as Son was waiting, and he smashed it home on the volley. Here is Serge Aurier, who's had a fantastic start to his campaign, of course this being his first appearance for Spurs. The likes of Eriksen and Vertonghen, who haven't featured that much this season, are both starting here again, just like they did at the North London derby. Again, back-to-back starts for those two. And Ndombele's back on the bench for Spurs after coming back from an injury which he had in the game against Manchester City back in August. Aurier to Winks. Winks trying to get a ball in, headed away by Sacco, out for a Tottenham throw down the right. The game has calmed down a bit since the opening 20 minutes where Spurs got 3 goals. Here's Alderweireld for Tottenham. A looped ball over for Son. Looks like Sacco will get there first. He does. And it goes out for a goal kick for Palace. And bit of a problem for Son. As the ball was looped over by Alderweireld, Sakho shielded it out. A little nudge from Sakho though, and because of the slight slant past the touchline, meant Son went just slightly flying into the sponsor boards just behind the goal. Just looked to hurt his arm for a second. He's okay. No medics came on. He's still on the pitch. Here's Lamela. He was put under pressure running backwards towards his goal. He cleared it away, but he only found Joe Ward. He finds Cahill. Spurs not giving Palace much time on the ball. They're pressing them, although Palace have done well here to find Milivojevic, who gets it long looking for Ayew in behind, and Lloris is there. Just over 5 minutes to go of the first half now. Aurier. Alderweireld. Now it's Vertonghen. Finds Danny Rose. And then back to Jan Vertonghen. And the games between Sheffield United and Southampton are still 0-0, same with Brighton and Burnley. Norwich host Manchester City in the evening game tonight. Palace have just won it back here from Spurs, and it's Zaha running forward. Good ball down the left for Van Aanholt, although Van Aanholt's pass very cleverly intercepted by Aurier, who once again is doing fantastically down the right-hand side. Here's Vertonghen. Rose. Spurs have slowed it down a bit in the last 5 minutes or so. They're just happy to keep possession, not rush forward as they have been, which have led to the 3 goals. And they're playing how they were playing in the more poor results right now, where they were struggling to get goals. No one really prepared to make an ambitious pass. However, that's not a bad thing at the moment, as they're just slowly making it into half-time, making sure they keep this comfortable 3-0 lead. Every now and then they are trying to get a pass in behind Palace. Winks finds Aurier down the right, but Aurier miscontrolled it and goes out for a Palace throw. So that long spell of Spurs possession is now over, with exactly 5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time of the first half. Palace have just won another throw, slightly further up the pitch, still in their own half though. Then I hope to take it. And then he hoofs it long after a 1-2 with Sakho, and then Winks plays it all the way back towards Hugo Lloris. His ball down the left towards Rose. Being pressed by Ayew. He's done well, Danny Rose, though his pass wasn't the best, and it's won back by Palace. They can now move it forward through Zaha. A little tackle from Eriksson just pushes him backwards a bit and forces him to play it to Milivojevic. Back to Zaha, back to Milivojevic again. Good play between them two, although Sissoko's won it back, and now he's moving it forward for Tottenham. Son, maybe one last break for Tottenham. Haven't had this in a while. Finds Kane down the right-hand side. Kane with a ball in. It's a great ball in, and it's 4-0 Tottenham. It's Eric Lamela on the score sheet this time. It was a fantastic counter-attack again, and Spurs surely now have won the game in this first half. They're 4-0 up here, and it's Eric Lamela this time. A great counter-attack from Tottenham again. They've kept the ball for the majority of this first half, not done much with it since going 3-0 up. But the one time Palace move it forward and try to attack, Spurs win it back. They have space to counter. It was a ball forward from Son to Kane down the right. A low-driven ball in across the whole Palace defence to the left-hand side, to where Eric Lamela just had to tap it home past the goalkeeper. I think he placed it through his legs, and he makes it 4-0 Tottenham here. Fantastic first half, and maybe a slightly surprising first half because of the way Tottenham have been playing so far this season. But it looks like already it is going to be their first win of the season since the opening day, and we're not even at half time yet. We're just once again getting everything up on your screen. before we get going again for the game. Palace have it a go though here with Zaha inside the penalty area, tries to get a ball in, Tongan clears it. And now it's Sacco for Palace. Back to Van Aanholt. Still Van Aanholt, being pressured by Lamela and Aurier. Although Aurier's won it back for Tottenham, and now it's Sissoko looking for Lamela, back to Sissoko. He's tackled though by Van Aanholt. Although Aurier's won it back from Townsend. Son. 3 players on him, and Palace do win it back here with Van Aanholt, and now they can move it forward with Ayew, space down the right for Zaha. Zaha running in. Likes of Townsend in the middle. Still Zaha gets it on his left foot. Zaha with a shot, and it's the first save of the game, the second save of the game from Hugo Lloris. A powerful effort from Zaha, as he smashed it straight into the hands of Hugo Lloris. But promising for Palace to move forward there, catching Spurs by surprise. He cut inside on his left foot, a shot, and as I say, it was straight at the goalkeeper, down the middle of the goal. A comfortable save and catch for Hugo Lloris. Man United still lead Leicester by 1-0. Chelsea are now 3-0 up at Molineux. Fantastic game for them. Sheffield United 0, Southampton 0, and then Brighton and Burnley are also both at 0-0, with Liverpool beating Newcastle by 3-1 earlier on. Those are the scores just before half time, which we are approaching in just under a minute, plus stoppage time. There'll be a bit of that because of the 4 goals here. Sissoko's found Aurier down the right. It was a poor first touch though, and Palace have won it back, and they might want to counter. Sissoko's won it back though, but unfairly as he fouled Ayew. Palace have a free kick just inside their own half. So just changing the score at the bottom of your screen to show that Chelsea are 3-0 up. Sacco to Cahill. Cahill down the right. 2 minutes added on here at the end of the first half. The third goal scorer at Molineux was Tammy Abraham. Minute and a half here to go at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, as Danny Rose has a throw for Spurs inside his own half down the left hand side. Here's Sissoko to Toby Alderweireld. Winks. Alderweireld. Sissoko. Back to Serge Aurier, and then his ball back to Toby Alderweireld. Could this be the game where Serge Aurier is finally seen as a possible starting contender for Tottenham? Their lack of options at right back, with injuries to Juan Foyth and Kyle Walker-Peters, and Sanchez, who played at right back from the North London derby, has given Aurier this chance today, and he's certainly taken it with 2 assists. Kane looking for Aurier down the right hand side. Aurier's got it, gets a ball in, and then Cahill gets it away as far as Eriksson on the edge of the box. Looking for Rose, but it was intercepted by Milivojevic. Good skill from Zaha though, as he beats 2 men. I think it was Rose and Eriksson. Still Zaha, and then he's fouled by Harry Winks. Might just see the first yellow card of the game. It will very late on in this half for the number 8 England international. He was called up to the squad, Harry Winks, the England team, however did not play as he brought down Zaha then, as Zaha was driving forward for Palace. 2 minutes are up here, we're just waiting for the half-time whistle to go. Sacco's on the ball for Palace, Van Aanholt, and that is half-time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's been dominated by Spurs, very few chances for Palace. Spurs haven't had many more chances than the 4 in which they've scored from. Other scores around the grounds, United lead by 1-0 at Leicester. Chelsea lead by 3-0 at Wolves. So all the big 6 sides are winning at half time. And we'll be back with more live commentary in the second half here. Half-time score at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham Hotspur 4, Crystal Palace 0. Welcome back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. A long way back for Crystal Palace in this game. Spurs lead by 4-0 after a fantastic first half performance. We'll take you through all the goals. It started off with a typical Alderweireld ball from deep over the top, which found Son Heung-min. He cut inside on the left, hit it back across goal into the bottom corner. Aurier then found space down the right for the second goal, inside the penalty area. A whip ball across goal, it came off Van Aanholt for an own goal. And then just 2 minutes after that, Aurier again down the right, a beautiful loop ball over the whole Palace defence to find Son, who volleyed it in first time with his left foot. And then just not long before half time, Kane was down the right this time. A ball across the ground past all of the Palace defence again, which led Lamela just to tap it in past the goalkeeper. So, what is in store for Spurs in the second half then? They're falling up, the game is pretty much theirs now, unless there's any early slip up. And we're just getting the screen ready for you as we are almost ready for this second half to kick off. And it will be, I believe, Palace to get us underway in the second half shortly. It will be the away side. Spurs also looking for their first clean sheet of the season. They're on course for one here. As Palace do get us underway for the second half, and they've given the ball away straight away, and it's Son for Tottenham, and he's found... Oh, Eriksen, good save as he hit it across the goal. It was actually Harry Winks who found space on the edge of the box. He's had a lot of shots today, not so good. This one was better on his left foot. A ball across goal, low driven, not with a lot of power, and it was a fairly comfortable save for Guaita, but he felt he had to palm it behind for a Tottenham corner. It's the worst possible start to the half for Crystal Palace, as they've already given Tottenham Hotspur a chance. Corner goes in, it's headed away though. Aurier will chase ahead of Townsend and gets it back to Lamela. No changes at half time, I don't think. Here's Winks for Tottenham. Excuse me, Rose down the left. Kane, who's actually dispossessed by Zaha, who can run forward. Kane then brings him down, and I'm sure it will be a yellow card for the Tottenham striker. As he brought down Zaha. I don't think actually a yellow card's been given for Kane, as Palace have taken the free kick. And they're on the ball here with Saka. A long ball forward, looking for Ayew, who brings it down. He's got Townsend running ahead of him. He's chasing it past Aurier, gets the ball in. Rose deals with it. It was on his weaker side, which means he was only able to put it behind for a corner, which might just bring a chance for Crystal Palace in the second half, a chance for a miracle comeback for them. They'll have to score early on, and they do have a corner here. Milivojevic to take his ball into the box, and it wasn't a bad one, it was flicked on somewhere. It's come for Ward down the right, another ball in, header by Ayew, and Lloris was able to claim it. And Spurs don't concede early on, and now they might look to attack here with Danny Rose down the left, who's got space, looking to switch it here for Son. Van Aanholt will win the header, and then Ward wins the following one. Kane for Tottenham dispossessed. Rose though wins it straight back again and plays it back to Lloris. We will keep you updated with the scores around the grounds as they happen. Right now, the only goals in the other games are with the other big six sides. United lead Leicester by a goal to nil. Chelsea lead Wolves by 3 goals to nil. So a long way back for the hosts at Molineux. Alderweireld. As Vertonghen plays it to Winks. Down the left is Rose into Eriksson. Nice little nutmeg against Ward, who fails to clear, and Kane looking for Eriksson, who might just get there. He doesn't, and it goes out for a goal kick. Kane with the first time ball for Eriksson in behind, down the left, just over hit, and it goes behind. But Spurs certainly play a lot better with him in the side. He's the creator of the team. Even if it's not directly a goal or an assist, he's always involved in the moves, he's always causing movement, allowing players to move, causing gaps for the opposition's defence, and helping Tottenham significantly. As the Palace goal kick goes long down the right, Ayew wins the header, but it's only as far as Sissoko, who plays it to Alderweireld, just outside the Tottenham penalty area. Now Serge Aurier, poor first touch, he's been dispossessed by Townsend. He won it straight back though. Good recovery challenge. And now it's Vertonghen. Good ball out to Eriksson, his touch was poor though. Kouyaté, now Zaha with a bit of space down the right. Rose is straight with him, and then Rose fouls Zaha, and Palace will get a free kick down the right hand side. And it will be a yellow card for Danny Rose, he's not happy about it. So after 5 minutes, Spurs get their second booking of the day, for this time Danny Rose. The other one was Harry Winks. Just don't think Rose was happy with the way Zaha went over. He certainly made the most of the challenge. But Palace have a chance to get the ball into the box with 5 minutes gone in the second half. It will be Milivojevic. We do have slight problems with the stream, which we'll try and sort out for you. Palace are still attacking here. Van Aanholt, Spurs have won it back eventually. Although Van Aanholt wins it back again from Spurs. There was a few chances in there for Crystal Palace. As a long ball goes towards Ayew again, he got the header away and Lloris was able to save. So a few things that Lloris had to do there for Tottenham. I'm trying to sort out the stream for you from buffering. That's what's just causing us a few problems. It should be back to normal any second now. Cahill with the first chance from the free kick, forced to save from Lloris. It was just bundling around from there inside the area. Spurs eventually got it clear, and now they're attacking again. Serge Aurier into Sissoko. Vertonghen. Now Danny Rose back to Vertonghen. Hopefully the stream should be working again for you. Aurier finds space down the right, gets a ball in, and Guaita is there. He throws it out towards Zaha, who will take on Winks, who of course is on a yellow card. So's Rose, who's also trying to get back. Zaha's still on it. He's done fantastically here, Wilfried Zaha. Plays it into Ayew, and he's brought down. And no penalty. Will that be overruled though? That hasn't happened so far this season with VAR. It did look like a penalty. Spurs are attacking though. Lamela. Ericsson. Now it's Winks. Sissoko. Alderweireld back to Harry Winks. Rose. Now Serge Aurier down the right. Vertonghen back to Winks. Spurs happily keeping the ball for now. Vertonghen back to Toby Alderweireld. Vertonghen again. Good ball into Son. Little flick towards Kane. Couldn't quite get it out of his feet and his pass to Lamela was intercepted. Ayew. Zaha. Winks actually fouled Ayew there. Or was it Vertonghen? It was Vertonghen who fouled Ayew there as the counter-attack was coming in. I think he accidentally tripped him up and that's why he's getting a booking for stopping the counter-attack. If it was Winks, he would have had a second yellow and been sent off, but it was Vertonghen. So 3 Spurs players now in a yellow. Might just bring a bit of time for a Tottenham sub, you would think, for one of the players. So free kick for Palace inside their own half. We're just having a few problems with the stream again. We are trying to get it all sorted for you though. Spurs have won it back from the Crystal Palace free kick. Kane wins the header on looking for Lamela, but Van Aanholt will get there first and plays it back to Guaita. Spurs not being quite as fluent attackively. It's been more Crystal Palace so far this half, but mainly Spurs have defended Crystal Palace well. They've allowed a chance for Cahill and for Ayew in the second half, and there was a penalty shout on Jordan Ayew as well, which hasn't been given. Alderweireld for Tottenham. Vertonghen to Winks. Now Alderweireld. Hugo Lloris played back to him and he plays it to Vertonghen again. Spurs keeping the ball again. Winks out to Alderweireld. And then a long ball looking for Ericsson. It comes out for Rose though. Son. Poor first touch. Still Son. His shot was blocked by Ward, who then clears. Son got a bit of space on the edge of the box. Couldn't get it out of his feet initially. He still wanted to keep the chance. He ran down the right. Wasn't the best angle. He mishit the ball and it was comfortably blocked by Joe Ward. Kane down the left here for Tottenham. Good ball to Alderweireld. Sissoko. Alderweireld to Vertonghen. It's been a goal at the Amex between Brighton and Burnley. It's a goal for Brighton. The hosts lead there. We'll get that updated for you. Another goal for Chelsea. 4-0 at Molineux. We will update those shortly. Rose on the ball for Tottenham. Kane still down the left-hand side. Vertonghen to Alderweireld. Spurs happily keeping the ball again, although Alderweireld's played it long, looking for Kane. Guaita's there. Which will give us a chance to update the scores for you on the bottom of the screen. Palace up the ball. Saka, who hits it long looking for Ayew. Winks wins the header onto Ericsson. Ericsson looks for Son. Saka intercepts. Oh, but it's a poor clearance and it's Harry Kane looking for Ericsson. Joel Ward intercepted. Guaita cleared. Poor from Saka. He's got away with one there. As the scores are updated for you as Spurs are back on the ball with Sissoko, who finds Kane into Lamela. Lamela's ball over the top for Harry Kane on the volley. He hits it wide. And I think the flag was up anyway on Harry Kane. It was. We are going to find out the goal scorers in the other games for the 2 goals we just updated you on. As we look back at that penalty shout for Palace earlier on in the half. Oh, there was contact on Alderweireld on the left leg of Ayew, who certainly tripped him up. Possibly could have been a penalty there. It's not overruled though by VAR. Sakho for Palace. Nearly intercepted by Serge Aurier. Here's Townsend down the left. Alderweireld covering, wins it back. Lamela for Tottenham. Townsend with the challenge. Tottenham win a throw. And hat-trick for Tammy Abraham. He's the 4th goal scorer for Chelsea. And for Brighton, it's Mapai, the signing from Brentford, who's given them the lead. Sissoko tackled, but he's been fouled. There was 4 players on him from Crystal Palace. I'm sure one of them was pulling him back at the time, and Spurs will have a free kick. Maybe a chance to get the ball into the box from Christian Eriksen. Half an hour gone. Spurs did take the free kick quickly. Didn't quite get to see it, but Palace have got the ball back. Here's Alderweireld. Winks down the right for Aurier. Taking on Townsend. Townsend tackles. Aurier wins the throw. Still waiting for our first substitution of the game. You can imagine it coming soon from a Spurs point of view, with 3 players on a yellow. Palace have looked dangerous on the counter-attack at points, and that has forced Spurs to bring their players down, causing yellow cards. Palace have just won it back here, and there might just be another yellow card as Eriksen pulls back so hard to stop a counter-attack. And it is a yellow card, and it's for Eriksen this time. So 4 players on a yellow card for Tottenham. It was good play from Zaha. He got away from Rose and Eriksen, who just grabbed onto his arm. Sakho for Palace. Ball over looking for Ayew. Lamela tried to win it, couldn't. Still Ayew. Being pushed back by Aurier and Lamela, who then fouls Ayew. Palace get a free kick inside the Tottenham half, just inside the Tottenham half, down the left. Lamela wasn't happy that the free kick was given. He thought he got the ball. Here's Townsend, looking to get it into the box, but Tottenham wins the header. Ward, looking for Kouyaté. Although it's won by Van Aanholt, then tripped up by Lamela. Palace have still got it though, and now it's Townsend. Milivojevic, ball over the top looking for Zaha. Vertonghen won the header, and it's broken for Winks, who then clears. Clearance was deflected out for a Tottenham throw. Yellow card for Ayew here. He just went up to Winks, giving him a quick word, just trying to anger Harry Winks, who's on a yellow. He stayed calm though. A little shove from Ayew, I think it was, and that's why he's got a yellow card. A silly yellow card to get from the Palace man, whereas the ball was out of play. Here's Kane to Son down the left. Son's pass intercepted by Zaha, but it went out for a Tottenham throw down the left. Might have David Beckham in the crowd here. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Doesn't look like there's been any more goals around the grounds. The only game without a goal is Sheffield United against Southampton. Here's Eriksen. Oh, a clever ball in towards Lamela, and it just didn't quite get to him, and it went into Goethe's hands. Clever from Eriksen and Spurs, but didn't come with anything in the end, and the Palace keeper's got it. It's that vision from Ericsson that causes Palace so much problems, and that's what Spurs have been missing in the opening 3 games when Ericsson hasn't been playing. Game has slowed down a bit here. Palace have actually won a free kick as we were just looking at the replays. It's inside their own half. It's Milivojevic to take. He plays it back to Cahill. Now Saka. Van Aanholt. Back to Sacco. It was an angry pass. He was complaining for the lack of options. He then smashed it into Sacco. Oh, and then Sacco missed control because of the poor pass from Aanholt. Son then pounced on it down the right hand side, very far out wide. Guaita was off his line. Son tried to chip him from such a difficult angle into the side netting. It was poor from Van Aanholt. You could tell he was furious that there was no forward option, so he smashed it back to Sacco in anger. And then Sacco couldn't control it. Ward controls the goal kick. Plays it back to Cahill. Spurs not allowing Palace to really get it out their own half for much. Another long ball forward. Ayew wins the header, but Vertonghen's got it back for Tottenham and plays it back to Lloris. His ball out to Serge Aurier. Looking for Lamela, intercepted though, and Van Aanholt's got it back for Palace and finds Milivojevic. Back to Van Aanholt, space down the left. Townsend's ahead of him. Here is Townsend down the left. Gets a ball in, well defended by Vertonghen. Townsend won the following header from the clearance, but it went all the way into the gloves of Lloris. Lloris throws it out to Danny Rose down the left-hand side. Vertonghen. Alderweireld. Sissoko. Looking for Son, intercepted by only as far as Ericsson. And then Son tried to play it back to Ericsson, intercepted by Sacco. He plays it back to Ward, down the line is Zaha. Still inside their own half, Palace. It's still Zaha who's trying to run past all the Tottenham players. He looks for Ayew in behind, Alderweireld intercepted. And now it's Son for Tottenham. Slowly running forward, Ericsson. Back to Son. Ericsson again. Now Sissoko. Alderweireld. Aurier. Winks. To Lamela, back to Winks. Spurs once again keeping the ball well. Another comment in the live chat about how to watch it. If you've got an iPhone or an iPad or an Apple device, go on the App Store, search up Live Football or Live Football TV or something like that. There'll be a few apps, some of them will work, some of them won't. And that's how you can watch these kind of games. Ericsson, a ball down the right to Aurier. He will take on Van Aanholt here. But he's played it back to Winks, who gets a good ball in, and Cahill won the header behind for a Tottenham corner. Spurs haven't quite had that attacking threat in the first half, but they haven't really needed it with the 4-0 lead that they got in the first. There is going to be a first substitution coming up for Tottenham though, and it is one of the players on a yellow. It's Harry Winks coming off. He's had a very good game for Tottenham, and a substitution Spurs will be very happy about, as it's Tanguy Ndombele who comes on for Tottenham. He returns from injury after missing the game against Newcastle and against Arsenal. He's back here with about 25 minutes on the pitch. So one of the 4 players that Tottenham had on yellow cards, one of them is off. And it's a Tottenham corner here with Lamela. And it's straight into the hands of Guaita. He's trying to find an option to throw out too quickly. There wasn't. And he's still on the ball now for Palace. Rolls it out to Cahill. Ward. Zaha. Back to Cahill. Ward again. Kind of struggling to find a pass inside their own half. Spurs have just won it back here, and now it's Lamela able to run forward. He's got options right and left, but Ndombele's on the right. It was a poor ball from Lamela. Sissoko's ball in as it came to him down the right, and Kouyaté gets there. But Lamela could have done more with that. He was running forward, he had options to his right. He just overhit them, and went well past Moussa Sissoko. There's been a goal for the only other game that was at 0-0. It's the Sheffield United-Southampton game, and it's a goal for Southampton, the away side. We'll get that updated for you as soon as possible. If you have any questions about the game, or about our channel, or about the stream, don't be afraid to ask in the live chat. Also, please subscribe for more streams at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, because there are the games you can't watch in England. And make sure to like the stream if you are enjoying the commentary. Also, put the notification bell if you have subscribed, just so you don't miss another stream. Here is Ericsson in space, cuts it back to Son. Son's chest and volley mishit the ball, and it goes into the Palace goalkeeper's hands. We are just updating all the scores for you at the bottom of your screen. Here's Lamela, back to Toby Alderweireld. Tongan. Sissoko. Son in a bit of space, finds Ericsson, back into Son, poor first touch, still going Son. Rose, ball back in, and then a strike from Aurier. It was well blocked by Van Aanholt, and it goes behind for a corner. Good play from Spurs. Son found Rose just on the side of the box, a low-driven cutback. Just went past everyone apart from Aurier, who came in at the far post. He smashed it, and it was a good block from Van Aanholt. Spurs get a corner again. This time it's going to be, I think, Ericsson taking it instead of Lamela, who's taken most of the corners today. Ericsson's ball in. Kane took it down. Rose chases it, and he wins it, and he gets it back to Sissoko as Spurs keep possession. And Ndombele. Sissoko. Vertonghen. Still Vertonghen, he's done well. He's still going Vertonghen, although he's tackled, and there was a late challenge on Kouyaté. Or was it? No, Kouyaté just slipped. And it's this Tottenham throw by the halfway line down the left-hand side with 20 minutes to go here. Benteke is going to come on for Palace for their first substitution. And it's Ayew who comes off. With 3 games around the grounds with the score at 1-0, anything could happen. So that's why we'll keep you updated with the scores in those games. It looks like the other game where there's a clear winner is Chelsea, as they lead Wolves. Well, they did actually lead Wolves by 4-0. Wolves have just scored. They've pulled one back. Ericsson looking for Son in behind. Here is Son. Son cuts it back for Lamela. Lamela's ball into the back post, and it was headed away. Still Sergio Aurier down the right. Back into Tanguy Ndombele. Lamela looking for Ndombele, intercepted though, and Palace will get it away with Zaha, who's then fouled by Ndombele, and Palace get a free kick. So we're just going to update the most recent goal, as the medics are coming on here for Kouyaté. It was fouled by Ndombele. So Wolves pulled one back against Chelsea. That Chelsea's 4-0 lead goes down to a 3-0 lead, 3-goal lead. Other scores: Manchester United lead Leicester by a goal to 0. Brighton 1, Burnley 0. Sheffield United 0, Southampton 1. And of course the one we were just talking about, Wolves 1, Chelsea 4. It's quite a rough challenge from Ndombele. Went in with his right foot behind Kouyaté. Oh, and then it looked as he kept on running to it looked like accidentally kicked Kouyaté. Difficult one to see. So this was certainly had a bit of stoppage time. We're talking through all the Tottenham goals for today. Started off with a struggling to actually remember the first goal. It was a ball from Alderweireld. Typical long ball from him, who found Son. He cut it in on his left foot, hit it back across goal into the bottom corner. A similar goal, or similar finish from Son to what was the opening goal at the new stadium against Crystal Palace last season. Second goal, Serge Aurier found space down the right, a low-driven ball in from just inside the box, and it deflected off Van Aanholt into the near post, and unlucky for Van Aanholt, and that was 2-0 Tottenham. About 2 minutes after that, and Aurier found space again down the right-hand side. A ball in, looped over everyone to the back post where Son smashed it in on the volley. And then the fourth goal, Kane was played in down the right, a low-driven ball across once again the whole defence, and Lamela just had to tap it in past the goalkeeper, which he did. There hasn't been many Spurs chances since then, or in the second half. Here's Ndombele for Spurs. We are back underway. Serge Aurier. Ndombele back to Aurier. We'll just say this one more time. If you could subscribe to the channel for streams every Saturday at 3 o'clock, because these are the games you can't watch live in England. And put the notification bell on so you don't miss any of our streams. Also like the stream if you are enjoying the commentary. Here's Ndombele. Sissoko. Into Christian Eriksen. Lamela. Back to Sissoko. Spurs keeping the ball again, which is what they've done most of this second half. Son, little back heel onto Danny Rose. Danny Rose's ball in. Cahill chested it away, it looks like. And here's Zaha from the right hand side. And fouled by Danny Rose to stop the counter-attack. And being on a yellow, a risky kind of foul to make. The referee doesn't do anything. And Danny Rose will be substituted now for Tottenham. Right decision. He's starting to struggle a bit against Zaha. And being on a yellow, it's always a risk. So Ben Davies will come on to replace Danny Rose. Substitution for Palace as well, with 15 minutes to go. And it looks like Kouyaté was coming off. And I think it's McCarthy to come on for Palace. We'll confirm that for you. Yeah, it is McCarthy for Kouyaté. Here's Palace on the ball down the left with Van Aanholt. Townsend now. Van Aanholt back into Townsend, who can't get to Van Aanholt's pass, and he goes out for a Tottenham throw down the right in their own half. Sissoko, Aurier, and Ndombele to Vertonghen. Now Ben Davies, who's just come on for Spurs, finds Lamela. Lamela's tackled by McCarthy, although Davies can pick up the pieces and find Ndombele. Good ball from him towards Eriksen. Eriksen looking for Son, and Ward just about got there to intercept it, and it went back to the goalkeeper who picked it up. Here's McCarthy for Palace. And Ndombele trying to win it back. He did do, but only as far as a throw down the left. No more goals around the grounds to report to, you two. Norwich host Manchester City in the 5:30 kickoff later today. And in the early kickoff, Liverpool beat Newcastle by 3-1. Newcastle took the lead in that after just under 10 minutes, I think. But Liverpool turned it around there. 2 goals for Mane, 1 for Salah in the second half. Here's a chance for Palace though. Zaha's just played in Benteke. Good tackle by, I believe, Aurier. It was a fantastic tackle. Zaha broke through down the middle. A good ball to his left towards Benteke. But it was a fantastic tackle. And we'll see if it's from Sergio Aurier. I'm not actually sure. It might have been in Ndombele. It's just over 10 minutes to go here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's going to be Tottenham's first win since the opening day of the season against Aston Villa. And it looks like Crystal Palace are going to end a run of 2 successive wins, which put them into 4th in the table before today. Vertonghen into Sissoko, poor touch. He's then given it away to McCarthy, and now it's Benteke, and his shot is blocked by Vertonghen, looped in the air, and Lloris was able to catch it. Lamela. Davies. Being pressured by Zaha, Davies gets past him and then finds Lamela very well there. Lamela still looking for Ericsson. Space for Davies down the left, still Ericsson plays it into Davies, and his ball is blocked by Ward. It's looping around, Ward again, who then clears. Picked up by McCarthy, his pass blocked, and it came off the referee, which means it will be a drop ball, and I think it will go to Crystal Palace. Just waiting for the drop ball. And Cahill plays it back to Guaita. And we're back underway with 10 minutes to go here. Palace are going to have to wait for a first league win over Tottenham since January 2015. They have won twice since then though, both in the FA Cup, including one last season at Selhurst Park, the 2-0 win. Milivojevic for Palace, to Sacco, Van Aanholt. Milivojevic again, plays it back to Guaita. Forced to play it back to him due to the Spurs press. Guaita's long ball, Davies won the header. And Cahill will pick it up, or he'll actually let it go out for a Palace throw. Throws it back to Guaita, has been chased by Son. Just about got the pass away in time. Well, Son's got it back actually. And here is Davies. Sissoko into Ndombele. Oh, and his toe's been stepped on by Benteke. But Spurs will play on. He's fine, Ndombele. Alderweireld's chip ball towards Aurier down the right. Clever pass, but it didn't quite come off towards Christian Eriksen. Zaha's running forward here for Palace, and he's found Townsend down the left, and a chance for Palace to counter-attack Townsend. Back into Zaha, tackled by Lamela well, and Ndombele wins it, and Lamela's now trying to run away. And now Ndombele. Clever play from Ndombele as he beats McCarthy, plays it to Son. Davies into Kane. Good touch from Kane, and a clever ball over the top looking for Christian Eriksen, overhit, out for a goal kick. Still the Spurs fans making all the noises you would imagine with the 4-0 lead. Singing "Oh When the Spurs." It's a fantastic sight to see, especially in that south stand. The biggest wanted stand in the whole of Europe. Zaha to Milivojevic. Palace had more of the ball in the last 5-10 minutes or so. They haven't been able to do anything with it. They've given it away here to Sissoko. And now Lamela. He will run forward. It's a good pick out to Sissoko, although Van Aanholt intercepted it. And Palace have got it back. Although Lamela's won it back. A poor pass from Sacco, which was intercepted. Ericsson, just inside the Palace half, plays it to Lamela. And now Alderweireld, and Spurs have slowed it down again. Sissoko to Alderweireld. Ericsson. Ndombele. It was a 1-2 with Ndombele, and Ericsson finds Son, and now Tanguy Ndombele to Serge Aurier down the right, cuts it back for Son, Sacco intercepts, and it goes out to Alderweireld. Good ball back out to Aurier again. Into Son, looking for Aurier again, and then it was intercepted by Milivojevic and Cahill. And Aurier fouled Milivojevic, and Palace get a free kick. Keita to Sacco. Still no goals around the grounds. Hasn't been a goal for a while in any of the games. We know that Chelsea have won, or are going to win. But all the other games are at 1-0, which makes things interesting. Brighton 1-0 Burnley. United 1-0 Leicester, and Southampton 1-0 Sheffield United. Spurs have just won a throw here, down the left, just by the halfway line. I think there's going to be a sub though first. We'll see who it's for. It is for Tottenham, and it's Lucas Moura coming on. And it's Harry Kane coming off. And in a 4-0 win, with a lot of goals for Tottenham, Harry Kane hasn't got any of them. Which is something you don't usually see. But Kane's coming off here after 85 minutes played. And Lucas Moura hasn't played since a Newcastle defeat. Was left out of the North London derby where he was on the bench but never came on in that game. He'll come on now with 5 minutes to go. Camarassa's come on for Crystal Palace, replacing Townsend. Spurs want another throw here down the left, just inside their own half. Has actually been another goal around the grounds. But it doesn't look to be too relevant. Wolves have got another one back against Chelsea. It's now 4-2 there. Still a big ask for Wolves to pull that back. Here's Ndombele for Spurs, who tried to outside of the boot pass towards Aurier, was intercepted by Van Aanholt. Benteke, who actually fouled Ndombele at one point, and Spurs got a free kick just inside the Palace half. Sissoko back to Vertonghen. Now Alderweireld. I'm just going to update for you the scores at the bottom of your screen, or the latest score. Here's Moura with his first touch, finds Son, Alderweireld. Aurier, down the right, clever ball into Ericsson, looking for Aurier again, Milivojevic cleared straight into Aurier, but deflected off of him for a goal kick. A lot of empty seats now by the Crystal Palace fans. I'm sure loads of them might have left at half time when their team were 4-0 down. Stayed that score throughout the second half. Spurs not creating many chances, although they have kept Palace out fairly well as well, not allowing them too many. Palace do have a throw here down the left by the halfway line. Van Aanholt to Camarasa. Benteke. Zaha, who's running forward. He cuts it on his left. Zaha's shot took a little deflection as it rolled into the hands of Hugo Lloris. One thing we are going to do, we're going to get up the Manchester United Leicester game for you, just to give you updates on that, to see if there's, because that's the most important game with the score at 1-0 relating to both of these teams. There has been a goal at Brighton, an equaliser for Burnley. Spurs have just given it away here, and it's Zaha inside his own half, plays it to Ward. The Spurs won it back through Vertonghen, who plays it back to Lloris. We will be watching the Manchester United game as well here, just to keep you close updates there, because not much is really happening in this game, although Lucas Moura is running it forward. Still Lucas Moura gets past Schlupp and Ward, who then takes him out, and it's a yellow card for Schlupp, and a free kick just on the edge of the box for Spurs. It's quite wide, so it'll be difficult to get a shot off from here. Good play from Moura, and that's what he brings to Tottenham. That constant running power, a speed from him which makes it so difficult. Leicester are moving it forward down the right here with Ricardo, although a pass is intercepted. We'll leave that one for now until we have any chances there. So it is a free kick for Tottenham. Eriksen and Son are both on it. It's going to be very difficult to get a good shot off from this angle. But if Son's there, I would imagine he'll take it, being on a hat-trick. Although it is Eriksen with a looping ball over everyone and into Guaita's hands. Palace on the ball. Schlupp, who had just got booked for the challenge on Moura. Now Zaha. That's caused Spurs a few problems today, and he's just beaten Son and Eriksen. He's then fouled by Sissoko. And Palace get a free kick. We are updating for you at the bottom of your screen the Burnley goal as they levelled it against Brighton. Leicester moving it forward here. Chilwell down the left, trying to get a ball in. Deflects behind for a Leicester corner. We'll keep you updated on that. There's been 4 minutes added on at Old Trafford. A ball in from Palace though. And it's come up for Milivojevic, who shoots, and Ndombele with the block. And again, and Lamela now trying to get a counter for Tottenham. He slipped, although he's got it back to Vertonghen. Schmeichel's actually come up for this corner for Leicester, but it's played short. And then the ball in's deflected, comes out for Ndidi, and then Young clears. Spurs on the ball here with Vertonghen. In towards Eric Lamela. 4 minutes added on here as well at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And Ndombele finds Lamela. Lamela trying to run forward. He's then taken out severely by Milivojevic. And he will get a yellow card. So free kick for Tottenham. Ricardo for Leicester. Slips it in towards Maddison, who gets the ball in. Maguire intercepted. Comes out for Ndidi, whose volley goes wide. And that might just be it for Leicester. Although actually there is 2 minutes to go at Old Trafford, not including stoppage time. We're 2 minutes into the 4. We're 1 minute into the 4 minutes added on here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and Spurs have a free kick, and it's Eriksen who looks like he will take it. This is a better angle, still quite far out wide though for Tottenham. Might be a chance for a fifth. It is Eriksen, and he's skied it. Long ball from De Gea at Old Trafford from the goal kick. The free kick was actually caught by a Spurs fan, He looked quite proud of himself for that. Zaha here for Palace, back to Cahill as Palace taking their time to move it forward, saving their energy. The game's done. It hasn't been done really since half time. Van Aanholt for Crystal Palace into Milivojevic. Ward. Son's actually been injured here. Not sure how, he just looks to be holding his right foot. Mora, he's actually lost it. And here's Benteke. Chance for Palace, Benteke's shot, easy save for Lloris. United are 20 seconds away from victory at Old Trafford. And they are on the ball. And they still need to win it back quickly. United are holding it in the corner with McTominay. Palace have the ball with White, the goalkeeper. He rolls it out to Cahill quickly. Long ball forward looking for Benteke. It's been a bit of a fuss here, a bit of a fight by the corner flag at Old Trafford. Here's Benteke trying to roll it in towards Zaha. Good challenge by Vertonghen, who then clears. Very close to the end at both games. And there might just be a VAR incident actually here with this fight. Or is it a bit of a scruffle between a lot of players at Old Trafford at the end here. Here's Ndombele for Tottenham, 15 seconds to go. Son, who was on the ball, hoops along looking for Mora. Sacco wins the header and Cahill will pick it up. Milivojevic back to Cahill. Spurs still pressing, although Son fouled Joel Ward and Palace will get a free kick. Has been one more goal to report of Chelsea. If there was any doubt about their win, there isn't now. It's Mason Mount adding to his goal scoring record, and it's 5-2 to Chelsea. A very good win for them at Wolves. That one's nearly done here. With the 6 minutes of added time of that game is nearly up. And what is up is here at Old Trafford. 1-0 the final score. So we'll get you back to the Tottenham game again, which has had a very quiet second half. A big contrast to the first half with 4 goals all for Tottenham, which has killed the game and has led to this quite dull second half. And as we speak actually, the game is over at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And it was a comfortable win for Tottenham. It is full time here. The full time was literally just gone as we speak. And it was all 1 in the first half for Tottenham. Son opened the scoring, and then 9 minutes after that, an own goal from Van Aanholt. 2 minutes after that, Son got his second of the game, and not long before half time, Lamela made it 4 from a Kane cross. Other scores around the grounds: the early kick of Liverpool 3, Newcastle 1. Brighton drew 1-1 to Burnley. Manchester United 1, Leicester 0. Sheffield United 0, Southampton 1. And a fantastic win for Chelsea as they beat Wolves by 5-2. One more game this afternoon, or this evening I should say. Norwich host Manchester City. Please leave a like on the stream if you have enjoyed. And make sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss any 3 o'clock Saturday streams, because you can't watch them on TV in England. So thank you very much for watching here. Final score at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium: Tottenham Hotspur 4, Crystal Palace 0.